I was always taught to expect the best and prepare for the worst. Work for what you want because it won't be handed to you. Make sure that you know who you can count on and don't take anyone for granted and enjoy every single moment of your life. Live in the moment. My father had a great way of showing and making you understand why things had to be done a certain way and to see it his way. He taught me a lot in the short 24 years that I had him in my life. He passed away when I was 24 and he was 56. And he left me a lot. He left me a lot of knowledge, a lot of advice, a lot of his work ethic lives in me constantly. His passion, his determination, enjoy the moment, tomorrow's never promised, and just I noticed that I've grown so much since he's been gone because I've adopted a lot of what he told me throughout the 24 years that I did have him with me. I was always more of an independent child just because I was the youngest of four. So by the time they got to me, it was Chill City. Golden, didn't have a lot to worry about, very relaxed. They had raised two boys. My sister's 5 years older than me. So we were good. As long as school was handled, chores were handled, we were golden. I did pick up early on that had to help out at home, had to do what was needed of me, and I did it. Take care of business, we were good. I also noticed how my father prided himself in his work and being able to provide for us, and he worked so hard and for so many long hours just so that he could only work Monday through Friday and spend the entire weekend with us. So he would work so hard during the week so that we would have him all weekend. The harder he worked, the more money he made, the more we had. And I saw that, and his dedication was just impeccable. So he would always tell us, if you want to enjoy your life later on, work, save, make something of yourself early on so that later on you don't have to worry about it. You have more time to relax. Of course, when you're little, you don't think about the little things. Paying, well, they're not little things now, but they were back then. Paying bills, putting food on the table, and, managing a home. By this time, I'm getting into my teenage years, and I started working at the age of 17. Well, when I was 20, I wanted to purchase a brand new vehicle, and he said, I'll help you out with the down payment. You think you can handle it? By the time I was 23, brand new car, paid off. Guess what? That work ethic, determination, paid off. As I grew up, I learned more and more from him. In my early teenage years, he was working a lot. Truck driver, long haul, flatbed, traveled a lot up north. He was gone for weeks at a time. So he taught me how to run the house. My mom, typical Mexican housewife, take care of the kids, cook, clean, husband takes care of the rest. So my dad kind of needed someone to pick up the slack a little bit. By the time I started driving, paying bills, grocery shopping, balancing the checkbook, making sure money was in the bank, we were good. Making sure dad's checks were deposited from out of town, everything was great. I was a full-on assistant by this time. Budgeting the house, had a full-on calendar going, we were good. So that lesson that he taught me, by the time I lived on my own, my bank account was in the positive. Had food on the table, bills were paid. So we were good. Then I got married, and my husband wasn't geared the same way my dad was. He's the youngest of 8, so he's used to things done for him a little bit. And hindsight, my dad prepared me for that, and I'm so thankful. I can run a household like nobody's business. Bust out my calendar, we're good. Bills get paid, bank account's good. It's awesome. Then came the toughest lesson at the worst time. My dad was diagnosed with cancer on his birthday in 2009. And that's where he really taught us that nothing else mattered. Enjoy the moment, soak it all in, because tomorrow's never promised. He told us that he would fight as hard as he could, but that he knew that as hard as he worked, all the money that he had made couldn't save him. Houses he had, vehicles he drove, nothing was going to help save his life. Work was no longer a priority. He was so soaked up into absorbing us all, and I'm so thankful for that lesson, because I saw him experience his final rain. He sat outside on his porch and it rained around him, and he had tears in his eyes, and he said, "I love the smell of a rainy day. This is the last time I'm going to be able to smell or feel wet dirt." And it seems so simple, and it's something that we don't think about, and it's something that we take for granted, but it's those little things and those very small moments that make the biggest difference in our lives. And he taught me to take that with me and embrace it and love it. I made a lot of sacrifices in my short 34 years, and I don't do that anymore. I work very hard to provide a lot for my kids, but I'm not going to take any of those material things with me. All I have are the memories. So I just hope to instill that little bit that my father taught me into my daughter's lives, and teach them to live in the moment and love and play hard and always live in that moment, like their grandfather would want me to teach.